habits that I've got into over the last 30 years that I do almost every single day is I work on my personal development every morning. It's a habit. In fact, I work on my personal development the whole day, but especially in the morning. And I had some nice insights this morning, so I'm going to share with you some things that I do that helps me to stay focused and helps me to build my motivation. Because I also find that at times I have to work on myself to stay focused because it's very easy to slip in today's time. So these are some things that I do. First of all, I have a touring binder, and I've actually got quite a few of them. And what I do, you can get one and make it creative, make it your own. On the cover, I've put certain words: decision, destination, energy, power, consciousness, planning, taking action. So these words just start to get me going. Then what I do, I'm in the habit of spending quiet time. Sometimes I spend a couple of minutes when I wake up in the morning, and I just stay quiet and I get in touch with my inner being. And something that I'm working on lately, in the last couple of months, that I've spoken about on some of the in some of the videos that I have on YouTube that you can download and watch, is that I've uncovered that within each one of ourselves we have masculine and feminine energy. And this is quite an exciting topic and area that I'm working on. So when I take quiet time, what I do is I tune into my energy and I gently cause my masculine energy to connect with the feminine energy. And as this starts to happen, what starts to happen inside my being, I start to experience like a feeling of oneness where these two energies come together, and this starts to create high frequency vibrational energy and a lot of blissfulness. So that's where I start, and then what I do, I take my I get out of bed, I take my touring binder file, and in this file you can see I've got a lot of notes here. There's plenty of notes that I've made over the last couple of months, the last year, etc. And I just open the file anywhere, and I just start to review the notes that I've made over a period of time, because what this does, it reminds me of where I'm going, what's important to me, etc. So for example, I just opened the file here, and on Thursday the 5th of September 2019, I wrote here, it's not just about price, it's about quality of the products and services. Now, one of the businesses that I worked for about 8.5 years, I wrote down here that this company was not the cheapest, but actually it never concerned me. Why? Because it's the value that we adding. Now, this is something I wrote on the 5th of September 2019. So what is that doing to me? Right now, what I'm doing in my life, I've restarted my own home-based business where I'm helping people to access their potential, to have more clarity, to achieve more. And I'm very passionate and excited about that. So this little thought that I wrote here in September 2019 in my file, I wrote here that it's never about price, it's really about the value that we're adding. So what is that reminding me? This is reminding me that when we help people, what are people really paying us for? They're paying us for the value that we add and how we enrich their life from our skills and our experience. So that's reminding me that the work I do with people, that's what they're paying me for. They're paying me for my 30 years of working on myself, that I can help them in an hour session. I can give them a lot of insights and help them. So what I'll do then, I'll just page through my file, a couple of these pages. So for example, here, on Sunday the 17th of March, what I did 2019, I wrote down some affirmations, positive statements around money. because one of my goals, I want to and I need to become financially independent, and I'm a long way from that in terms of where I am right now. So I wrote down some affirmations, and what I do every day, I spend just a few minutes reviewing my affirmations. So here's an example of what I did this morning. I wrote down my affirmations about money and I reviewed them. For example, I love money. Money is my friend. I have a beautiful relationship with money because I choose to be in control of my own life and my power, and money is an exchange of energy and power. You see, I've made the connection between money and an exchange of energy. People pay me with energy in the form of money. Money is energy. Money is a reflection of the value I am adding and the problems I am solving, the needs I'm satisfying. Money is an exchange of energy. The more the power I am reveals itself, the more I can love money, which is an exchange of energy. So at some point, I made a connection that money is really just an exchange of energy. You know, people pay us for money. Actually, whatever we do is just an exchange of energy. If you're helping someone by selling them a product or a service, you actually are giving them something that's adding value in their life. You're adding energy to their life. How they paying you back? They're basically paying you back with energy in the form of money. So that's a nice uh, um, something to connect money with energy. Let's take one more affirmation. It's okay and beautiful to have lots of money. I can do lots of good things with money. I can take care of my own needs and wants. I can live a healthy life. With money, I can eat healthy foods. I can dress nicely. I can go on holidays regularly and strengthen my body. I can spend money on enriching people's lives. Money is an exchange of energy. Financial freedom is a reflection of the power I am revealing itself. Because the more the power I am reveals itself, the more I can give of this energy and focus on helping others. So I must have read this page hundreds of times over the last couple of months. And what is it starting to do? It's starting to change my attitude and my perception about money, because I had some beliefs that I just had this belief running inside my system that if I have a lot of money, I don't feel worthy about it. So I realized I have to change that. I've got to shift that belief, because as long as I believe that money is going to cause me emotional pain, I'm never going to attract money. So I've made a lot of changes inside myself, quite a distance in terms of that belief. And one of the things that I do is just read the affirmations. And what I did this morning, it was interesting. When I was going through my goals, I also go through my goals and remind myself, where am I going? Why am I going there? And what I noticed this morning when I was going through my goals program, something interesting popped up. I just realized that I felt this little bit of complacency inside myself after I had worked through my goals program. So I asked myself the question, what must I do in order to overcome this feeling of complacency? So the moment I asked that question, immediately I realized that desire is vital in order to take action and achieve what we want. It's very, very important to have a strong, burning desire that's going to get us to stay out our comfort zone and to take action. So I realized here, number one, that in order to overcome this feeling of complacency, I must remind myself of my goals, but also my motives. Because what really motivates us is the desire to move towards emotional pleasure and the desire to move away from emotional pain. So the first thing I did over here, I wrote down what my motives are. Now, what really motivates me is that I want to feel more in control of my life. I want to experience my inner power more, because I realized when I feel the inner power that is my essence, I find that my motivation increases, my desire increases, my commitment to achieve my goals increases. And also, I'm very, very committed to causing more truth to reveal itself in the world. that's very, very important to me. I believe, and I've spoken about this in a few of the videos that I've put together, I believe that there are two different energies in the world since creation. There's the energy of truth, the inner energy, and there's the energy of ego. And there's a battle going on between these two forces, these two energies. So I'm using my life I want to see more truth in the world. I want people to access more of their inner power, where they take control of their life and they're able to create the life they want to live. Because you see, where truth is, evil cannot exist. Evil energy cannot exist where there's truth and where's the energy of truth. But in order for energy and creative power of truth to exist, we have to create it and bring it out into ourselves and into the world. So this is what I'm just doing. I'm working through my program. As I'm sharing this with you, my desire and focus, you'll notice, is also picking up because I'm reviewing the things that are important to me. So I just wrote down desire is vital in order to take action and achieve what I want badly. And then I wrote down get people to focus on the pleasure they want to move towards and the pain they want to move away from. Then I wrote down, what must I do to overcome this feeling of complacency? And I wrote, remind myself of my motives and my goals. Take the action anyway, and my desire will strengthen. See, I realized if I take action when I don't feel like it and I do things that I must do, am I not taking control of my life? Definitely, because I'm not allowing my feelings to control me. I'm doing what I have to do. And then I wrote here, see people benefiting from working with them. Own my power for my own salvation and for the sake of truth. Taking action will lead me to owning and feeling more of my power. Keep causing more of the power I am to reveal itself. So you can see in this little video, this live stream that I've shared, a lot has come out about energy and about power and how strongly I feel about getting in touch with my inner power, feeling that inner power and using it to create the life I want to live and also to help humanity and to see other people doing exactly the same. So the last thing I did this morning, I just wrote down the 5 points that I've put together, just in terms of these are they're not points we haven't heard from other people, but I've just put it together in my own way. So number one, I wrote down own your power. So as I've explained, it's very, very important to get in touch with our inner power. I've created some videos on YouTube around this, and it's not so easy. It's not so easy. You've got to tune into your energy. Having a goals program, when you work on your goals, you work on your affirmations, you fill your mind with positive thoughts. Anything that you can do where you're focusing on the positive, anything you can do to move to the positive, even when you're not feeling that great, allowing yourself to feel your feelings where they are felt and they go. That also will help you to be more in control of your power. So anything that you can do that's positive will help you to take control of your power. That's part of it. So step one is own your power. You've got to have power. How would our lives be? Just think about it for a moment. How would our lives be if we had no electricity? There's no gas. We could light a gas stove. The technology that we have right now is only available because how am I communicating with all of you right now? We communicate because we have electricity. When we have load shedding here in our country at times, there's nothing you can do without power. You know, a car needs energy. Rockets need fuel. They need force and energy to take off. When you cook your food, you need energy. You need electricity. You need a fire. So in our lives as well, in order to make our lives work, we need to access, we need to tap into, become aware of, we need to channel, and we need to direct and harness our power. It's very, very important. So that's step one. You know, in sport and in life, professional athletes, sports players, etc., they often speak about playing in the zone. Now, what does that actually mean? When a golfer, as an example, plays in the zone, They on like a roll where they almost they're operating in a place that's almost beyond the five senses. It's almost like they are intensely focused and they are creating, which seems like to the average person, miraculous shots, which to them in that moment is just happening easily. Now, why is that happening? Because when we access our true self, we actually cause the zone to create itself where there is perfect balance, there's perfect harmony, flow. You're able to visualize the ball going in the hole perfectly. And what happens when you can see the ball going in the hole? That vision that you have in your mind, the body takes its instructions and you feel the shot going in the hole. You see it going in the hole, and that's exactly where it goes. So working on ourselves, taking control of our power, accesses the zone. Now, what is that worth in life and in sport? Anybody who's a poet, anybody who creates any type of work, drawings, books, poetry, anything you do in life, if you really want to inspire people, you access the zone, you come from that place, then you can really have more creative ideas and you're in the flow. So step one of the 5 points I put together, you've got to learn to own your power. When you own your power, no one's going to be able to take control of you. When we're in control of our power, we don't allow external circumstances to affect our attitude. We rather look for the positive in situations as opposed to allowing situations to affect us. So step one, take control, own your power. Step two, decide what you want. You see, decide what you really want. You see, in life, we really need to have clearly defined goals, but we also need to have a burning desire to achieve our goals. Because achieving our goals is not easy. We've got to take action. We've got to get out our comfort zone. There's work involved. It takes time. Top sports people, professional tennis players, they hit for thousands and thousands of hours. Imagine getting into the top 10 in tennis. I'm just using that as an example. Or anybody who's become a professional or a top salesperson. If you're a good salesperson, it's taken you years and years to master the skills. So we need to have goals. We need to get clear on what we really want. So my question to you is, what do you really want out of life? Are you clear on your purpose? Do you know in what way you want to contribute to the world? What gives you pleasure? What do you want to do with more time, with more money? What excites you? Where do you see yourself in 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the line? What would you do with more time? What would you like to buy? How do you want to spend more money on more people? What would you like to buy them? So we need to have clearly defined goals. Step two. Step three, plan the journey. We need to, before an architect, before anybody builds a building, how many hours goes into the planning? Crucial. Very, very important. So once they've decided what we want, we need to take time and put a plan together in order to achieve our goals. Now, it doesn't always mean that things follow the plans. We've got to be open, we've got to be flexible, but we need to have a plan to decide what we're going to do with our time. Step four, take action. Nothing happens without taking action. And even taking small little steps every day, getting out our comfort zone, tidying up the house, if that needs to be tidied, cleaning out your cupboard, being that's a step to getting more organized, starting to get fit. That's something I need to do. It's taking the small steps, but also following the plan. And step five, track your progress. That's step five. We need to track our progress. Where am I now in relationship towards where I want to be? So those are some things that I do on a daily basis to increase my motivation. Now, if you think about it, I know that many of you people are doing this. What are the benefits of getting into the habit of working on your personal development every day? What are the consequences 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the line? If you're a professional sports person, as an example, and you, like everyone else, is out there hitting golf balls hundreds and hundreds of golf balls. But if you're working on your own attitude all the time, and a lot of other professional people are not doing that, that's going to give you an edge. There's no doubt about it. Because in order, if you look at the golf statistics, it fascinates me. If you look at the stroke averages of the top golfers in the world, the top golfers' stroke average, that's the amount of shots they take to go around 18 holes. The top golf in the world is their stroke average is somewhere around 69.5, somewhere around there. And then you have a look at somebody who's maybe the number 20 golfer in the world. Their stroke average may be 70.5. Now, what does that mean? It means that the person who's, say, number one in the world is going around every 18 holes. They are taking about 69 and a half strokes to go through those 18 holes. The person who's number 20 in the world is taking 70.5. They're taking one more shot to go around those 18 holes. It's mind blowing. But if you look at the prize money that the top golfers, the top person in the world's earning versus the person who's number 20th, sometimes it's $1 million or $2 million more that the person who's coming first is earning, and yet they're just one shot better. Now, when you watch professional golf, one shot over 18 holes could mean one more putt going in as opposed to staying out the hole. So this is what we get when we work on ourselves. It gives us the slight edge. If you look at what's going on in the world today, how important is it for us to set our own goals, to take control of our life, and to create the life that we want for ourselves, and as humanity together, to stand together and to create the life that we want? We have to take control of our energy and our power. We have to stand up for our freedom. Very, very important to be in control of our lives and create the life that we want to live. The last thing that I do is I'll go onto Google with my phone and I'll just type in, for example, this morning I typed in financial freedom quotes. And I picked one of them and just go through some of the quotes and I read them. So here's one that I found. It's by Brian Tracy, and he says at least 80% of millionaires are self-made. That is, they started with nothing but ambition and energy. The same way most of us start. Brian Tracy. Just going to read that again. At least 80% of millionaires are self-made. That is, they started with nothing but ambition and energy. The same way most of us start. Brian Tracy. Now, if you think about the COVID-19 story that we're going through, a lot of people have been retrenched. Business owners don't have the business that they had before. People are concerned about their future. Now, isn't that quite a nice quote, maybe to repeat to ourselves 5, 10, 20, 30 times in the day, that at least 80% of millionaires are self-made. So what is that saying? That's saying that if we can set goals, work on our attitude, look at the positive, we can be creative and find solutions to our situation right now. So instead of worrying about what we're going to do if business isn't the way it was, if you're running your own business and you don't quite have the same customers that you used to have, or if you got laid off, isn't this something positive to do? And just take some minutes every day and ask yourself, what really excites me about my future? Where do I want to be with my family? Why do I want to achieve my goals? What excites me? Fill your mind with positive ideas, and what will start to happen? You'll start to find solutions to the current situation. I was speaking to my sister last night, and she was telling us we have a mutual friend from 30, 40 years ago, and this lady had a beautician business, and she said that none of her customers have come back. So what did she start doing? She closed the business and she started doing what she's passionate about, which is cooking. And she said because she's so passionate about it and she's cooking now, which is something she always loved to do, she's actually got a thriving business going. So that is my story of what I do on a regular basis to work on my motivation. I hope that you've found something of value. If you found something of value, please, under the comment section, just post what was your aha moment so we can all learn from your experiences as well. What do you do to increase your level of motivation? And please, if you like the video, share, click the like button, share it with all your friends. Let's get the positive information out, and let's get into the habit of focusing on the things that we want to see happening. If you need any help in your own life right now, in your own goals program, if you're feeling a little bit down, you want to know how to change that attitude, pop me a message and I'll be happy to spend a bit of time and to help you. And remember what Brian Tracy said, at least 80% of millionaires are self-made. That is, they started with nothing but ambition and energy. The same way most of us start. Brian Tracy. Have a wonderful day, my friends. All the very best.